Draw 3 different acute triangles so that one angle in each is 45 degrees. Label the sides and angle measurements. Why are your triangles not identical? I'm going to start by drawing 3 different line segments as the start of all of my triangles. They are not supposed to be identical. Yours do not have to match mine exactly, but there should be elements that are similar. For example, they all need to be acute triangles, and all of them need to have one angle that's 45 degrees. But you could use longer line segments or shorter line segments if you'd like. Now I'm going to use my protractor to measure the 45-degree angle, and I'm going to use the 45 that makes the acute angle. So you want the one that's going to create the small side, or the small angle. Then I'm going to move to my other line segment and create another 45. And then if I'm going to use the other point, I'll use the 45 on the other set of numbers so that I still get an acute angle. Then I'm going to use a straight edge to connect the point with the mark that I've created. You can extend your line past the mark, just make sure that your point and your mark are touching on the ruler. And don't forget to label your angle measurements. Now, in order to create acute triangles, we need to keep our angle measurements all under 90 degrees. So we can use angles like 45, we can use 70, 65. They can be close to 90, but we don't want to be 90 or above. So I've created a mark, and I'm going to connect my points, and then label that angle. That was a 60-degree angle. Again, yours can be different, but it should be similar. Then I can calculate the third angle using the triangle angle sum of 180 degrees. I don't need my protractor. Using math, I can figure out that that angle is supposed to be 75 degrees. Don't forget, you do need to measure the side lengths because that is part of the problem. It says to label all the angle measurements and all the side measurements. So go back with your ruler and measure those centimeters and label them in your picture. Then you can create an angle in the other triangle. Remember, we're not trying to make them identical, we're just trying to make them all acute triangles. So using my protractor, I created another mark, and I'm going to connect those points. Again, don't forget to label your angle and your side lengths. Using that same math, we can subtract 45 and 70 from 180, and we get that the third angle is 65 degrees. Now moving on to that third triangle, using my protractor, I'm going to create the second angle. This time I'm making it 80 degrees. I'm going to connect my points and my mark and connect it to make a line for the third side. Make sure you're using a straight edge, please. Label your angle and your side lengths. So 80 degrees in the corner, and then using that same math strategy, subtracting from 180, we get 55. And then it asks why they are not identical. These triangles are not identical because the angles and the side lengths do not match. In order for them to be identical, everything about them has to be the same. And we were not provided with enough criteria to make them the same.